सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Panchavacation, the prayer verses.
Yes, Swamiji. Om Bhadram Karne Vishuniyama Devaha Bhadram Pashyamakshavin Yajatraha Sirairangaihi Suchuvagum Sattanuvi Veshemeidam Vyadayu Sostina Indro Vritrasravaha Sostina Pusha Vishwavedaha Sostina Srasho Arishtadevi Sostino Brihatmadir Daladu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Okay, with that, we saw the first 6 verses, first 5 verses, right? Last time? 6th one also we saw? Sarveshwara, all that we saw?
Okay. 6 also we did.
I beg your pardon?
6 we did.
6 also we did.
Okay.
6
Sixth
we
one
did.
also we did.
We have to
Okay.
start with Karika today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, look at it before we start. Yeah, in a way, the prajna itself is presented as Ishvara, etc. because Maya Upahitam Chaitanyam is Ishvara. Okay. Therefore, Esha Sarvesha Esa Sarvajna. This is speaking from the totality point. Esha Antaryami Esha Yoni Sarvasya Prabhavapyayo Hi Bhutanam. This is the source of all being. This is from where everything comes. This is into which everything goes down. What is that? Consciousness manifests through total Maya Shakti. Not your individual avidya. From individual avidya, what manifests is your personality. It's your identification of the body, mind, etc. And goes back in deep sleep again. Now, if you look at it, okay, as the keeping in mind the things to come, each of the 3 states is mutually exclusive. If you are talking about waker, dreamer, sleeper, each of the 3 is mutually exclusive. Yeah, the waker has memory of the sleeper and the dreamer, that's all. The other 2 does not even know that you exist. And if they are mutually exclusive, what is it that connects up the 3? It can't be the mind because the mind is asleep. It can't be avidya because avidya is not supposed to know anything. Therefore, not even remember anything. Therefore, what is it that's connecting up all this? It is in this question that the Atma gets a name now. The I consciousness Atma gains a new name. Avastatraya Sakshi. The Sakshi, the witnesser of the 3 states of experience. Because waker is there, I the consciousness aware of the waker and the waking world. Dream world, I the consciousness aware of the dreamer and the dream world. Deep sleep, I am the consciousness aware of the sleeping mind and ignorance. Because if they are mutually exclusive, something has to tie them all up together. That is done by the I consciousness. The fact that I consciousness is present in all the 3 states. Therefore, even though they are mutually exclusive, the I consciousness is constant in all of them. The 3 come and go. Therefore, what do you call something that comes and goes? Something that's transient, something that doesn't last? What do you call it in terms of reality?
Mithya.
Mithya. So the 3 are Mithya. I, the consciousness, is Satya. Why? That is constant. Keeping this in mind, now let's go ahead. Okay. अत्रैतेस्मिन् यथोक्तार्थम् एते श्लोकाः भवन्ति. Now this, what has been presented in the Upanishad, Gaudapada in his Karika is summing it up. What is he saying? Bahishprajna vibhukteu vishvaha yantaprajnah taijasah घनप्रज्ञस् तथा प्राज्ञः एवं एक एवं त्रिधा स्मृतः. बहिष्प्रज्ञः विभुर्विश्वः विभुः विश्वः. बहिप्रज्ञा, the one whose consciousness is turned outward, externally, whose awareness is turned external. Bahishprajna. This is called Vishwaha, Vibhuhu, the shining one. Okay. Antaprajnaha tu Taijasaha. The one who is focused only on the mind, Taijasaha. Prajnana Ganas Tata Prajnaha. And what is Prajna? Prajnana Ganaha. What do you mean Prajnana Ganaha? Consciousness, but not differentiated, not manifest as this or that. Just one mass of consciousness. Eka eva tridha smritaha. This is the important point. What is there is one, but now you are experiencing it as threefold manner. You are aware of it in a threefold manner. Because if you are saying I am the experiencer, karta bhokta, this is our conclusion. What you see is what you get. I am this much only. When you say I am this much only, what do you mean? Waker in the world experiences, dreamer in the dream experiences, and the experience of ignorance and deep sleep. All that is part of your experience. Even though normally when you look at the word experience, you are looking only at the waking state. You think I am experiencing this. You are taking it only as a waking state. But factually, all the three are your states. All the three states of experience, you are there in all of them. Nobody can deny their experience of dream. Nobody can deny their experience of deep sleep. So your totality, if you are looking at you as an experiential being, this is it. But he says there are not three. Waker, dreamer, deep sleep are not three. They are one only. Experienced in a threefold manner. Recognized in a threefold manner. Consciousness with waking mind, manifest through a waking mind, waker. Manifest through a dream mind, dreamer. Manifest through only ignorance, deep sleeper. Eka eva tridha smritaha. One appears as a three. Therefore, even at the experiential level, he doesn't want to dismiss the fact of oneness. Okay, it's one only. Okay, all right, that's fine. What next? Then he says, how do they function? Okay. Dakshina akshi mukhe vishwaha manasyantassu taijasaha akasha ch hridi prajnaha hriday dehe vyavastita. Dakshina akshi mukhe vishwa. The one who is in the right eye. This is a Vedic expression. When you are pointing out an individual, today, when you point out an individual, what do you say? You can say anything. No? Hey, champion. You are referring to the person as the body, or hey, that scientist there. Get up. You are referring to his mind. So here they would say Dakshina Akshi. Vedic expression. Why? Any upasana done, etc. Where is the waker? Right eye. It is just a paradigm used. Don't say now why Dakshinakshi? Is there some other meaning behind it? Is there some symbol? Revade. It is just a simple paradigm of expression. Yeah. Culture. Yeah. This is it. Where is a Purusha? Right eye. Because it is used for all upasanas, Vedic karma, etc. Okay. So, where do you experience the waker? Right eye. Meaning your sense of why in the waking functioning, talking, functioning eye. Manasantyastu Taijasaha. Inside the mind is the Taijasaha. Where does the Taijasa reside? Purely subjective. In the mind alone. Is nothing but a bundle of memories, etc. Therefore, Taijasaha. And Hridi Akashe Prajna. The space of the heart. What do you mean space of the heart? As the core of what you are. Two expressions are either Hridi Akasha is said or Parame Vyoman, Buddhi Guha. All these expressions, Buddhi Guha, Hridi Akasha, etc., are meant to show the core of what you are. Your core being. Okay. The heart as the core of what you are. Buddhi, core of what you are. Guha, the cave meaning at the core. Therefore, he says, at the core, prajna, because there is nothing but consciousness and ignorance. That's it. All that is there is consciousness manifesting through ignorance. Prajna. Okay. Therefore, he says, Trida Dehe Vyavastitaha. Therefore, all the three are available in one person, one entity, he says. In one entity, naturally that's your experience also, no? You are all the Veka, dreamer, deep sleeper. You are aware of all of them. You are the Avastatraya Sakshi. Therefore, just clarifying what is implied in the Shastra. Okay, the Bhashya goes a good bit, but I will not go into the Bhashya now. Okay, I will sum it up, sum up what is being said in the Bhashya later. Okay, when we have done a few more of the verses. Otherwise, it's a little bit jumping the gun. For a Bhashya, it's good to have it there, but when I'm unfolding like this, it's good to do it later. Okay. Vishwo hi stula bhuk nityam tejasa pravivikta bhuk ananda bhuk tatha prajna trida bhoga nibodataha. Now, what is the bhoga, the experience, the enjoyment of the three? Vishwa is stula bhuk. Now we get the name. Vishwa is the waker. Okay. Vishwa is what? Stula bhok, the one who enjoys gross objects, experiences gross object. Nityam, always. Tejasaha pravivikta bhok. The Tejasaha, dreamer, enjoys subtle things. So when you are daydreaming also you are Tejasa, okay? Vicarious enjoyment. There is all the war I booked for Kashmir, I can't go to Kashmir now. But vicariously I have seen some videos, I have been there before. So you are reveling in their memories. What is that? Tejasa, even though you are awake. Okay. Any subjective conclusion will belong to him.
Tejasa.
When I say I like this, I don't like that, what is it? Really speaking, Tejasa, even though it's expressed at the waking level. That's why I want to show that these are not mutually exclusive. Okay? They are not mutually exclusive. One impinges on the other. You understand them as three, but one impinges on the other.
Swamiji, even the emotions, na? The emotional being also will come in.
Tejasa, exactly. Emotions are highly subjective. Na? Everyone does not respond to the same thing. Some people are anxious. Oh my God, wow, this thing, that thing, what's happening? I will say, yaar, I will give an arm to be in the war room right now. What's happening in the war room for me? If I could get a chance to be there, I'm willing to sacrifice an arm for that. People respond differently. Emotion, isn't it emotion? So that is Tejasa, but functioning in the waking. Therefore, because they are not mutually exclusive. Okay? When you make an objective statement, this is a book which has about 4 Upanishads in it. Objective statement. Vishwa. But your objectivity and subjectivity is always mixed together, isn't it? Are you purely objective or purely subjective? Rare. When you are dreaming, yes, you are purely subjective. But when you are waking, are you purely objective? Probably when you are solving a maths problem. Or studying some physics or something like that. But the moment they say, God, I am frustrated with this, subjectivity has come in. Yeah, Kartik, you have a question.
So Swamiji, if I use a pramanam other than pratyaksha, like say Anumana, Upamana and all of that, will that be Vishwa or Tejasa?
Vishwa. Because that is objective.
Vishwa.
Yeah.
That's objective.
Yeah. Any pramana vyapara is objective. So what I am trying to show is the overlapping areas. And this will always happen. You dreamt some problem. You woke up to find your pillow is wet with tears. But there was a dream. Your tears are in the waking, no? The physical body cried those tears. But the sorrow was experienced in dream. Waking up, you'll feel embarrassed. My God, I actually cried. What is this? I don't cry for a waking world problem. How come I cried for a dream problem? That is why. Because you don't cry for a waking problem. You cried. You suppress too much. And prajnana ghanam. Okay. Any experience, most trance, most samadhi practice, etc., all will be prajnana ghanam. Andha samadhi. If you know the truth and you're going to samadhi, is a different thing. But if you know the truth, you need not go into samadhi. No, in samadhi, I am connecting up with the cosmic mind. But the cosmic mind is Hiranyagarbha, that is totality of Tejasa. So what is it? Tejasa. Only mind. Mind to mind connection. Unless you are talking about a physical counterpart that is there, then all right. The combination of Tejasa and Vishwa coming. And the combination of Tejasa and Vishwa is all the way there. When you look at a pen, something as small as a pen, says, hey, very nice, I like it. Objective pen and subjective, I like it, both has come. Yes, Anchal, you have a question.
Maharaj, even after knowing the truth, the experience of deep sleep.
Yep, these three will continue.
Rather than samadhi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, without samadhi, they will continue.
Yeah.
Because the wise person also sleeps, na? Thank God. In fact, he sleeps very well without any issue. He doesn't have a problem sleeping.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Yeah. In fact, some people told me yesterday, or today morning rather, with all this war going on, I didn't get sleep last night, you know. At the front we catch our 40 wings. Whenever you get a break, when you get a chance. You think soldiers in the front, the war is on, but they got a break. They come back a bit for a meal, this, that. You have a 1 hour break. Go catch a nap, get your rest when you can. And here you are sitting in the safety of your home. Because of all our defense system, you didn't even know. Almost 400 drones were sent the night before. And they were all shot down because with our defense system. You didn't even know about it. You woke up and saw the news, oh, it's over. So what is the problem of getting sleep? Get your sleep where you are. When you can rest, you rest. That way, in a way, good soldiers are like Zen masters. You sleep when you're tired, you eat when you're hungry, when you get a break, of course. Otherwise, you keep going even if you're tired, even if you're hungry. Titiksha, high level of titiksha. भूख लगेगा ही ना. In fact, it happened in the Mahabharata war also. The day Drona took charge after Bhishma fell. Normally, olden wars were like a cricket match. Bad light stops play. So at sunset, you stop the war. That day, the force of the war was such, the momentum of the battle, it continued even after sunset. So Arjuna thought, hey, it's time to stop here. What is this? So he calls out to Drona on the other side. Acharya Varaha, is it time we stopped for the day? And he gets a roar of laughter from Drona. Look at that. My student wants to sleep. Who wants to sleep when you can fight? It's a good advice for couples also. Don't go to sleep angry at each other. Sit up and fight, okay? I'm joking. Please don't take it too seriously. Sometimes going to sleep is good, even if you're angry, because you get a fresh perspective. That apart, all that is there. But here, okay, Bhoga is with the world, Bhoga is with subtle objects, Bhoga is only Prajnana Ghanam Ananda. Therefore, Trividam Bhoga Nibhuvatataha. Understand that the experience is threefold. Experience of waker, dreamer, deep sleeper is threefold. Then what are they satisfied with? What are each satisfied with? Sthulam tarpayate vishvam praviviktam tu taijasam anandascha tatha prajnam trida triptam niboditaha. Sthulam tarpayate vishvam tripyate vishvam. The Vishwa is satisfied only if he gets physical objects to experience. Right or wrong? You're sitting here in the class. Would you have prepared some nice dinner? Okay. Whatever you think is nice. Okay. There's some nice dinner waiting for you. Does the thought of it satisfy you? You have to go and eat, na? ठीक है यार, class अभी हो जाएगा. Another half an hour, 35 minutes. If Swamiji doesn't extend it, it will get over. Then I can go and eat. So you're satisfied only with the physical enjoyment. Okay. Praviviktam tu taijasam. The taijasa is satisfied with subtle objects. Let us say you have had a nice dinner. थोड़ा खाना ज़्यादा ही पसंद हो गया, थोड़ा ज़्यादा ही खा लिया. You ate a bit extra. And then you went to sleep. And you're dreaming that you're starving for 2 days. You can have a dream like that. Who said you can't have a dream? Your stomach is full, it's stuffed. Probably that's why you're getting this dream. Can't go into deep sleep. And you dream you're starving. Tell me, supposing there, in the dream, your dream friend comes and tells you, "Yaar, how much did you eat for dinner today?" What do you mean? I'm not at dinner, I'm starving. What type of food you need? Dream food. the physical food you have eaten has got no value there. Correct or not? It's got absolutely no value. Your stomach is full, there is food left over in the fridge also. All that is there, but has no value. Why? Pravivikta bhava is satisfied only with subtle things. So you need the dream food in the dream. Only that will satisfy you. दाल रोटी रहेगा तो भी चलेगा, हो गया. Khichdi also will do. So he is satisfied only with Anandascha tatha prajna. And what about prajna? What is his tripti? Anando. The prajna is the closest to Ananda in a way. Why? Because there is no projection of anything. There is no thinking, there is nothing. Ananda that you are is manifesting yourself. Only it's experiential, you don't know you are Ananda. इतने बहुत मजा आया. आनंद हो. Ananda book. Prajna Ananda book. So when you go into meditation and come and tell me, Swamiji, such a beautiful meditation yesterday. I was so blissful. Means what? You are blissfully ignorant, okay? You are blissfully ignorant. Later on in the 4th chapter, we say, Na swadiyet rasam tatra prajnaya nissango bhavet. You are not meditating to experience Ananda, that you are doing in deep sleep. You are meditating to one of the knowledge, I am Ananda. So if in meditation you come and tell me, you are blissful, I say, good. Another experience for samsari. Another trip, another chakkar में बराबर फंस गया है. फंस नहीं क्या बोलेगा उनको? इतना सिखाने के बाद also comes and tells me is blissful. I say, yeah. Samsaro yam ativa vichitram. Samsara can be very, very strange. Yeah. So, don't tell me it is anything different, okay? You are supposed to, in Nididhyasana means I am Ananda, not I am experiencing Ananda. It's a huge difference between the two. Between I am Ananda and I am experiencing Ananda. If you think you are experiencing Ananda, prajnaha, prayena ajnaha, almost ignorant. Prajnana ghana. It's a good skill to have for whatever it has got use. Mastering the mind will happen. But then they'll also say, when you get that experience now, you don't want any experience after that. You are so fulfilled. This is a presentation. So we all used to parrot that when I was in college, because you're part of the study group and all that. Until Uday's kid sister, she must have been 8 or 10 or something like that. She told me, Bhaiya, that is not true, no? I said, why? Why is that not true? She said, if I eat a chocolate, I enjoy it, I won't eat another one. I love singing. When I hear my mother singing, tomorrow I want to hear her singing again. So I want to repeat that experience. How can you say, I don't want to repeat the experience? So I stepped back, I said, hurry. Out of the mouth of babes. Out of the mouth of babes. She was a kid, 8, 10-year-old, but she spoke the truth. I said, what are you doing? Put her thinking in cold storage. She is right. That kid is right. Then I started re-examining everything. All the stupid notions we are thinking of. I must have been in college those days, yeah. But it's true. Therefore, if you are presenting Ananda as experience, prajna. Prajna. Understand this. This has to be understood well. Okay? Because you are caught up in this thing. Yeah. Actually, her elder sister, Pratima. Yeah. So, all right. Therefore, Trida Triptim Nibodata. Understand this is the threefold Tripti. Now, he is dropping the spoon. Okay? He says, Trishu dhamasu yad bhogyam bhoktayascha prakirtitaha vedetat ubhayam yastu sabunjano na lapyate. Trishu dhamasu, in the three states of experience, the three cities, the three dhamas. Yad bhogyam, that which is enjoyed. Bhokta yascha, who is the bhokta? Prakirtitaha. Who has understood that well. Vedastu ubhiyam yastu. When you know both of them very clearly, sabunjano na lipyate. He is not caught up in the enjoyment, he says. Okay? He is not caught up in the enjoyment. Why is he saying that? Now, he has jumped a bit ahead, okay, from the things to come. So, in all the three states of experience, you have some experiences and you have an identity now. A self-judgment, a self-identity, Veka, Dreama, Deep Sleep. All of them you are aware of. All of them you are independent of. Because each one comes and goes, you are constant. If they come and go and you are constant, then you are not affected by what comes and goes. The waking experiences will affect the waker. Dream experiences affect the dreamer. Prajna is hardly affected by any experience except the fact he does not know anything. And who are you? The one who is objectifying waking, dream and deep sleep. Tell me, how does that impinge on you? You, the Avastatraya Sakshi, is not impinged by anything. Even if at this level of Avastatraya Sakshi, you know, how are you touched by anything? I am the witnesser of it. So right now I am going through waking experiences. Am I aware of the waker and the waking experiences? Yeah. Then how am I affected? I am the one who is witnessing the waker and the waking world. I am untouched by that. Because they are going to come and go. Dreamer, dream world, same thing, come and go. Sleeper and sleep, same thing. मन थक गया यार, बहुत कुछ किया आज, सो जाओ. Therefore, now what? Are you affected by that ignorance? You are witnessing it. You are not asleep, you are very much awake. Like an owl, you are witnessing that. You are not asleep, your mind is asleep, you are awake very much. Yeah. So, how are you affected by any of those things? And if you know that this Avastatraya Sakshi is nothing but Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman, then what? Then you are completely free. That is total freedom. Things come and go, theek hai. You are Ananda. Nothing can add to your Ananda, nothing can remove away from your Ananda. Either you are simply sitting Ananda or you are roaring with laughter, manifested Ananda. Like the ocean with a lot of waves, or ocean calm as a mill pond. Ocean is ocean. Similarly, Ananda is Ananda, roaring with laughter or anger, or simply sitting quietly. You are Ananda. Even if a wise person gets angry, his Ananda will go away. It's unfortunate. that many of you don't know wise people who have become angry like that. Who has got habitual anger. This is a great lesson to learn from Swami Chinmayananji. He used to blow up like a volcano sometimes. But he is not affected by that anger. He is Ananda. That doesn't go away. Because next second he is fine. Forget next minute. Next second he is fine. Yeah. So you think if he is laughing for a joke, Ananda is added on? Or if he enjoys some sweets, and Swami Chinmayanji used to enjoy a lot of sweets. You should see the way he used to eat pal paisam. I know because I have served a pal paisam. I have served him, I know how much he used to enjoy it. So I would serve a little and walk away. Stand in one. Huh? Is this serving pal paisam? Okay, Swamiji, abhi main kya karega? I knew he was diabetic and things like that, but when he gives a direct order, what am I going to do? Say no. No. He's a wise person. If he wants to burn the candle at both the ends, it's his choice. I can say, I can suggest. That's my duty as a student to do, not more than that. But do you think his Ananda has become more because he's enjoying? No. Or it's less because he's angry? No. Why am I giving so much of Swami Chinmayanji example? Because yesterday it was his 109th anniversary, okay? It was his 109th anniversary. I'm sure Chinmaya Mission would have had some celebrations. Did they have anything? Because yesterday was...
They had it.
Yeah, they had something, no?
Yeah.
It was his 109th birth anniversary, 8th of May. So, you don't take away anything, you don't... Because you know you are Ananda. Then nothing is to be added, nothing is to be taken. So, this verse can be taken at both the levels, okay? Avasthatraya Sakshi itself you are not touched. But if you know that Avasthatraya Sakshi is nothing but Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman, no issues at all. Completely free. Okay.
Swamiji,
Yeah.
this can be such the highest level of awareness, because actually in life we are not able to manage the roles also. The one role speaks into other. If you are angry with at home, you go into the work and vomit that thing. So the bhokta of one role affects the karta of the other role.
Yeah.
So you're angry at work, you come and throw it at the kids. Again, it's difficult to go through the waking stage also. Forget the 3-stage samatva, it's not easy.
It is true that we do not know, because you know why? The role is taken up so much as I. Now, forget the dream and the deep sleep. Just stick to the waking. My the whole block identity is waker. Now, in the waker also I have multiple identities. No? Each role gives me an identity. And I identify with it. I don't take it as a role. All these are taken as my identities. And that is the issue. Huh? And some identities have helped you. You worked hard for it. Sweat and blood and tears have gone into that identity. Okay? Yeah. Some identities you really have to work on. They are roles only, but you have to really do a lot on that role. Therefore, your competency and functioning is because of that. So, you will have half a dozen roles like this minimum. Everyone will have at least that much. Your professional role, romantic partner, parent, child, because you are a child to your parents also, employer, employee, friend, neighbor, citizen. Most Indians don't bother about citizen. Voting day is taken as a holiday. No one wants their child to go into the army. But because the army is standing there, you can sleep at night peacefully. Yeah? They are standing between you and the attacks that are coming in, okay? So, respect them for that. So, these half a dozen identities are strong identities. I can separate them out only if I can step back and say, at minimum, I am the witnesser of all this. Minimum. But since I can't do that, one role will impinge on the other role. A sad event happened to you. As a friend, you are sad now. Why? Because something with your friend, another friend. In the role of friend, you are sad. You go to work. Somebody is dismissive about your feelings. It comes out as anger at work. Where role as friend, there was a sadness. This sadness comes out as anger in a working situation. Because the roles impinge on each other. Na? You are one whole person. Na? You are one person. Maybe playing multiple roles, but because they are identities, all of them is you. All of them appears as you. They are not you. They are never you. But all of them appears as you. Because they appear as you, the identification is strong. So this impinging happens from one role to the other role. Yeah. Now, remember, we are not saying all this so that you will become emotionless. No. That's not the idea. The idea is to have appropriate emotions in appropriate situations and appropriate roles. Don't take out your anger as a friend on a colleague or vice versa. He took his defeat like a man. Why? He blamed it on his wife. Can't be like that. There's a lot of role confusion happens like this. And then look at what happens further. It's important to understand how the human mind is functioning. Now this person who doesn't know the real, who's not even sure of the Sakshi, the role is taken as myself. Then I play a role on a stage, on a movie. Those emotions also impinge on me. Na? Even though I know very clearly, this is me, this is only a role. But I am playing the same role for a long time. Romancing the same person, fighting the same person. So every time I am romancing or fighting, some sort of emotion I have to display. No? So I have to dig within me and find an emotion like that. No? There also role confusion can be there. You can actually fall in love with your co-star or get angry at the villain. When Naril Govil used to come on the TV playing the role of Rama in that Sampurna Ramayana series that was made by B.R. Chopra or something. A pathetic series it was. Very badly shown. Rama was shown as a smirking idiot.
It was made by Ramanand Sagar.
Ramanand Sagar, sorry. Ramanand Sagar. And people used to do arati to the screen.
But whatever Swamiji, it did a lot also.
Whatever he did or not, I am talking about the role and the confusion.
It was
I am
bad.
taking it as real. In fact, there was a Swami in our ashram called Vajreshwarananda. He tells me that Rama is exactly like how Rama was. I said, really? I have read the descriptions of Rama and Valmiki and nothing fits. No. I have a photograph of Rama in my room. He looks exactly like that. I said, you have a photograph of Rama? There was no photograph those days. No, I'll show you. He took me to his room. And he shows a calendar lithoprint. Narayana. Role confusion. Swamis can also have it. Somebody had given him sannyasa. God knows who gave him sannyasa. No learning, nothing. He joined Swami Chinmayanji in Uttarkashi. But he used to be a dictator. And used to threaten to leave all the time if people didn't agree with him. So finally Swami Chinmayanji got fed up and said, go if you want to go. So he left. If he left, where will he go? The only other person he knows used to be in Rishikesh. He came to Harsetter. At least there he should have learned and behave properly. There also he used to continue the same thing. All role confusions. He doesn't know what it is. So much so that I told him, go jump into the Ganga. I actually told him that. Take a running jump into the Ganga. He was so shocked. But he was so shocked, sort of took a step back and kept quiet. Role confusion. Because everything is impinged. No? I don't know the real. Forget knowing. I don't even know myself as Sakshi. Therefore, within my so-called roles, valid roles, functionally valid roles, there is a confusion. And if I am taking on other roles which are not functionally valid, meant on a theatre or a stage or a movie, there also there will be the same confusion. Why? Because of this. How much different is that between Pratibhasika and Vyavaharika? Very little difference. The role on the movie or the stage is almost Pratibhasika. But it has got some Vyavaharika functions in it. Because you are getting paid for it, etc. Therefore, that impingement happens. And in our roles, we always confuse each other. Because of this, one role impinges on the other role too much. See, one thing will always be there. There is always learning in every role. And some learning you can cross-reference. No? What you learned in one role, you can apply in another role. You learn patience in one role, you can apply it in another role. No? As a parent, you learn patience. You can apply some of that when you are dealing with your colleagues or your juniors, etc. So that type of cross-reference is healthy. But the other type of role confusions is not healthy at all. And it happens because Avasatraya Sakshi is not known. I am Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman is completely unknown. So in between I am stuck. In between I am stuck. And every role has a pratibhasika element in it, isn't it? That's why when you learn this as waking, dreamer, deep sleeper, don't take it as watertight compartments. They are not. They are just a standpoint, a perspective for you to understand the totality of your experiences. Even though the states when they obtain are mutually exclusive, waking, dream, deep sleep are mutually exclusive. But when you are looking at it as pratibhasikam, this, that, etc., there is that impingement coming in. And you, the consciousness is there in all the three states. Isn't it? So when you say the world is mithya, what do you mean? Waking, dream, deep sleep, everything. Correct? Method actors have these problems. Bharati has put it this thing. Method actors will have an issue. More of an issue than people who are spontaneous actors. That's why acting is a very nebulous profession. It's mithya is mithya you're dealing with. I knew this actress who played the role of a mad girl. She did some 150 odd roles, theatres, plays, where she had to act like a mad girl. Her name was what? Sujata Mishra or something. Sujata Mehta.
Yeah.
And the psychiatrist told her, stop playing that role, it's affecting you too much. So she had to stop playing that role. Whereas if you really knew the difference, you wouldn't.
Swamiji, that was very difficult. She played very, very well.
I know.
It was mind-blowing.
She's a mind-blowing actress.
Total identification with the role.
Yeah. That's the thing. One has to learn to identify, at the same time be independent. This is something we have to learn to do with all our roles. You learn to identify, at the same time learn to step back. Learn to identify and step back. This is a sadhana for you to understand the truth of what the Upanishads reveal, that you are Satyam Jnanam Anantam. You identify, at the same time learn to take a step back. A sadhana level. Okay? Yes, that is true. It was a Gujarati play. So, identify with the role, take a step back. Identify. In real life also it's the same, isn't it? That's what I'm talking about, real life. Now I'm not talking about the stage play. Real life. Identify with the role. Can you take a step back? Identify. Take a step back at the same time. Getting some, in other words, how do you start that? Getting objectivity into your roles, into your emotions, into your dealings. Objectivity, otherwise known as Vairagya. It all starts there. It all starts there. Can you see that? In the qualifications. So can you see how much that qualification is necessary to understand the truth? Bring in that objectivity. Someone cheated you. Yeah, he did. Human beings are like that. They have the freedom. And sometimes that freedom is abused by cheating. It's okay. Someday I'm human, I feel upset. Of course. You will feel upset. Of course you'll feel upset when someone cheats you. I have been let down by the people I helped the most. Okay, cheated. Do you want to let them have a free, rent-free accommodation in your mind, or learn to step back and do it? Revade. I like the Gujarati expression. Revade. Javade. After some time, we let it go. That role and this. Yeah, Bharati, you have a question.
Swamiji, you said that to take a step back.
Yeah.
Okay, in our everyday roles, it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
But in roles like for example, now if you're a soldier on the war front,
Mm-hmm.
or if even you're a doctor, very high,
High stress, yeah.
then you how to take a step back?
Same way.
Because it may compromise your performance, no?
Same way. In fact, soldiers learn to do it very well. That's why you find our Indian soldiers rarely suffer from post-stress traumatic disorder. PSTDs, they don't. You see what the Macbeth jokes that they crack. Like I remember this incident where a young rookie, the enemy was sending up flares, and this guy picked up his gun to says, "Relax, boy. There's only flares. Battle has not started yet. When will I know the battle starts? When you're too busy to be scared." It is true. You're busy. And sometimes, like what is happening now, okay, missiles, drones, etc. We have electronic defenses for them. For the old-fashioned artillery shelling, what defense you have? You shell back. That's all. So when the artillery is happening, what is the soldier doing in his bunker or in his trench? Lying low. Care hone de. Let them exhaust that. Then we will take over after that. अभी तो chill out यार. Have a smoke. Have a drink. Have a smoke. You chill out. Time आएगा अपना. 2 minutes, a minute before that thing stops, you jump up and charge. So until then, relax up yaar. You're taking a step back, no? Right there. Yes, Rita.
In fact, to what Bharti was saying, I think, soldiers, doctors and all, many of them would find it easy to drop and pick up.
Yeah.
Easy, no, let me put it that way.
Just imagine a male gynecologist, okay, examined a lot of women patients, is that very clinically aware, clinical attitude. Does he bring the same clinical attitude when he's dealing with his wife?
For
It's a
him,
problem.
hopefully not.
Huh? No male gynecologist has ever done that with his wife. Unless she's come as a patient. But no wife of a male gynecologist will like to go to her husband as a patient. यार सिर खाएगा मेरा. Let me go to somebody else. Correct also, right? So you'll always take a step back, no? Or you get involved differently, and it's always there. So a doctor will bring in a clinical detachment to the job, which is necessary. Of course, you'll be supportive emotionally, all that is fine. You'll care for your patients, all that is there. But you also have to bring in a certain amount of clinical detachment.
Amiji, a doctor always knows where the science ends and faith starts.
Yeah, exactly.
Common
Dua
man
karo.
will keep depending on the doctor. The doctor knows first मेरी साइकिल से नहीं जाएगा, उससे आगे नहीं जाएगा.
I ran a hospital for 4 years, my friend's hospital. And I knew all the people who were coming there. This is a small town, Dana. So I used to always tell the people, रामून भाई, हमारा बेटा को बचा लेना, हमारे पिताजी को बचा ले, हमारे बीवी को बचा लेना. So they'll always come and say that, as though I am the one who say, I am not even a doctor, I am just looking after it. So sir, हम लोग साहब दवा बराबर करेगा, आप जाके दुआ मांगो, उधर वेटिंग रूम में बैठ जाओ, के कमरे में दुआ मांगो, दवा हम करेगा. Go pray. At least I'll keep them occupied, not enough to disturb us. We will do what is necessary. You go pray. And prayer works. Yeah, sometimes that mastery involves that. If you have that, if you can take a step back, you'll definitely play the role better. If you don't take a step back, you're too over involved in the role. You're too caught up. You don't see the big picture. You have to learn to take a step back. That's why you go to a friend and talk about the same problem, you get a better perspective. Why? That person is not so involved as you are. There is some sort of distance. So you get the bigger picture. And when that person has a problem, they may come to you and you will get a bigger picture then. Why? It's simple. You not learn to take a step back. So one thing, if you want to understand this, learn to take a step back from the road, bring in objectivity there. Then Avastatraya, Sakshi, etc. we can talk about. To function at the level of Avastatraya, Sakshi, bring it in the functioning world is difficult because a lot of training and things like that to do that. But objectivity, taking a step back, all this is within human endeavor. Without any special training. You just require some awareness to bring in, some deliberateness in your life. You can do that. Then the truth is easier, is clearer. So always remember where what you have to take as a personal thing also in the whole thing. Yeah. Not, because it's just not an academic study. You're studying about you, okay? What am I? More and more that is to come. So good place to stop. More of this we'll see in next class, okay? Oh, that's it.